Hey, welcome to another episode of A Holy Rust Revival. I'm Rob. This is Kip. Hey, it's Friday afternoon, and we might do something on the Jeep this weekend. I don't exactly know what that's going to be just yet, but the first thing I know that we need to do, is to put some rolling around wheels on this thing. Y'all, I cringe every time I put air in these things, just thinking they're about to blow up in my face. As you can see, these old co-op mudders have had their day, and it's time to pull them off. So, I don't know where we're going to go this weekend. Probably tinker a little bit on that motor that we tore down last weekend, and it's continued to be seized up. I've put penetrating oil in it all week, and it hasn't budged. So we got to dig in a little bit deeper to figure out why that thing is not turning. All right, Kip. Hey, quit licking down there and get ready. Are you ready? Me and you's got to put some wheels on our Jeep so we can actually get it out and clean out up under there. It's getting to be a holy mess underneath our Jeep, and well, there. I don't care what anybody says. It's nice to start the weekend off with a clean workspace. And the floor's clean. Kip, you can lay down underneath and not be so dirty and nasty by the time the weekend's over. Unless we put a lot more down there, which I feel like we will. Okay. All right, I'm going to do a few farm chores. Got a few things, projects to do around Bella, and maybe later on tonight when it cools off some, we'll hop back on here. Well, it's probably a week past I put the rolling around tires on, and I told you that I might be working on it last weekend, but that just didn't work out. Had too many things going on in the barn dominium, Bella here. So Braden, who's holding the camera, and I are pulling it out of Bella to take down to the farm shop to extract this engine. And if you'll remember last episode, I tried to unstick this thing. We pulled the heads off, the intake, basically got it down to the short block, and it's still stuck. So, Brady, if you'll pan around and show them what we're about to pull with. We're gonna pull it down to the shop with this 1946 Willis, and by the way, it's got a 4.3 Chevy in it with an SM 465, and it's got a 95-to-1 low crawl ratio in it. So, I'm gonna let Braden get in this. I'm gonna put this in gear and see if we can't get that motor to spin over, or if the back tires just continue to drag on the ground. We're just gonna try. You know, it doesn't hurt to try before we pull the engine. Regardless, if it doesn't, the engine's gonna have to be pulled either way, because I'm planning on doing a little rebuild on it. So let's get this thing underway and jerk the snot out of it and see if we can free some pistons up. Okay, old Braden's ready. He's got that one in 4-low, 4-wheel drive. We got it locked in. Got it hooked to old Ruby here. And I also have Ruby in first gear, 4-low. And we're gonna crank up and see if we can get some pistons spinning in those holes right there. All right, Braden, are you ready? I'm just gonna stand out here to the side. You just take it slow and easy. Granny low, 4-low. And let's just pull it slow. Well, that 4.3 sounds good, doesn't it? That's not a synchronized gear, so you kind of have to let out on the clutch while you're putting it. There you go. All right, just go slow. We're not wanting to. Is the other tire? Yeah, it must just be dragging. It's going backwards. She's stuck. That motor is stuck. Hey, Braden. All right, stop. All right, back up a little bit, about 2 feet. Then I want you to take off and give it a little jerk. Okay. Give it a jerk. Go. No. She's frozen up good. In 4-wheel drive, I don't have the front drive shaft in, so we can't lock the front end in. I don't think she's going to budge, Braden. But back up another time. Reverse is not synchronized either. All right, hold up. Get this strap on. Good, right there. Okay. All right, put it in first gear, not granny low. Oh, that was a good jerk. Still didn't do anything. We're just gonna tear the yard up all the way. That's all we're gonna do. See there? All right, Braden, put it in 4 low and let me put it in neutral, and I'm just gonna walk beside it. Let me get over the strap though, hold on. We don't have brakes or anything like that. Okay. So we got to go about 200 yards down to my farm shop. So it's just going to be this for a while. One Jeep pulling another. Grandpa helping old son come back to life. Hopefully it'll go all the way to the shop, Brady. Give me a good shove. It's not quite. Almost had it. Well, we almost made it over the hump. I mean, it rolls good. It rolls really good. But we got it in the old farm shop. Thank goodness it was anticlimactic, because it could have been bad. So the first thing I'm going to do is drop the oil in both the engine as well as the transmission, so hopefully we don't spill it everywhere when we take all of this out. Well, milk just coming out. Ooh, it's red. It looks like transmission fluid. Somebody has put transmission fluid or diesel or something in it. 15 minutes into taking this off, all of the bolts have come out easily. Braden's finishing up the fender on the passenger side. By the way, it's good to have my wrenching buddy back for even a brief period of time. Braden's off at college now and at the great fine Mississippi State University, and doing his studies there. So I think the front, oh yeah, front fender's loose. All of this stuff is going with the fender. that you peek down in that cylinder again. That's the one cylinder that's got a little rust in there. Rest of them not bad. But Braden, there's a lot of rust on the camshaft, which I think is the reason why we're locked up. But we'll get it on the engine stand and keep tearing it apart and figuring out where we're... Beautiful, beautiful. Man, we're getting that engine exposed now. Tell me these things aren't easy to work on. Wow. Okay, the next big thing is there's one bolt under here that's going to require some finagling. Okay, grill is loose. Go ahead, Braden. Nice. Nice. There is not much holding us back from this puppy now. I think what we need to do next, Braden, is peel the top off this gear shift. We need to get the gear shift knob out of the way. And I think the easiest thing is probably just to take the whole cover off right there. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't hit record when I pulled the drain plug out of the transmission, but a lot of water came out. When it sits out in the weather without a top, water goes down this shaft and goes inside that transmission. Just give it a good shake, break the seal, and then lift straight up. Okay. Oh no. It's not. I thought it was rust pitted, but it's not. It might be okay.
So they don't look too bad to me.
Are these broken teeth? Yep. There's some broken teeth right there. That's not good. Well, y'all, we got the motor out. We plucked the old power plant out from under the barn there. And I should have videoed more, but when I have good help, we just got after it. When I pulled that transfer case off, that Dana 20, off that T15, it just bled water. All of this is water that came out of it. Mixture of water and oil. But come out here and look. I lifted her up and put her on the table. And my goodness, there's water sloshing around in there still. Do you see that? It is it's a hot mess in there. Even though the gears don't look bad, it's just got the wrong lubrication in there. I'm gonna go get my new toy that I just bought at Harbor Freight. I can't wait to show you. You know, it was Labor Day sale weekend, and sometimes a fella just can't help himself when he walks in and there's a really good deal on something. I don't know what Kip's fascination is with the new high dry stuff that I put out, but every time I lay it on the ground, he just finds the way to lay in it. So I guess he's helping dry up all the oil and all the mess. Well, here's my new tool that I just got this weekend. It is a 2,000 pound Pittsburgh from Harbor Freight with foldable legs. These legs will fold down, and that's one aggravation that I have with that engine stand over there, is it just is always in the way and I never can fold it up. But this one will fold up and go into a corner. Very easy. So I'm excited about this. Well, there's Ruby's heart on the engine stand, surgery table, whatever you want to call it. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this engine stand. In the past, I've put engines on here and it's been a little shaky, a little springy, so to speak. But I'm telling you, that thing is solid as a rock. Probably because that one over there is rated for 1,000 pounds. This one's rated for 2,000 pounds. It's just much beefier. Legs stick out a little further. I like it. I really like it. Well, you've hung in here with me this long. Here's probably the climax of the video, so to speak. Just pulled the pan off. Hadn't done a thing to it. That's not pretty. Do y'all remember earlier I said that I suspected that water might be playing a factor in all of this. Well, it has. It looks relatively clean back here in the back, but the further toward the front of the engine you get, the worse the water gets. And I don't really understand that, because the sump is back here. You know, that's the oil pump is in the bottom of the sump of the pan. So I don't know, maybe just moisture rose, condensation. The back side of the pistons, can you see this one? Okay, there you go. There is rust on the bottom side of the piston. And I've never really dealt with that before. I've always had rust on the top side, but I know it's possible. All right, look at that one. See the rust pitting inside of that cylinder? So how do you know this is a 360? It says so right there. That's on the passenger side on the block right above the engine mount. Actually, the motor mount bolts right there, and it's back behind that motor mount. So that's how you can know. Goodness, y'all. Well, I don't think we could have drug it to California and it would have ever unseized. I really don't. Even look at the camshaft. The camshaft is pretty rusty. Well, no doubt a rebuild is going to be necessary here. Did I tell you that I found out this is a virgin engine? It never has been rebuilt. I did the measurements on the cylinder walls, and they all measured consistently. I can't remember off the top of my head, 7.08 or something like that, which is indicative of a block that has never been bored over. So there may be hope left for this engine for that fact right there. If it had already been bored over, then this might just be a useless shell. But it's no telling. I'm hoping that, you know, our main bearings and rod bearings are going to be okay when I pull them off. But this is probably where I'm going to be tonight. Most likely. I'm going to let it sit here and think about what it's done for a while. Ruby, okay, girl, it's going to take a lot to get you going again, but I'm dedicated. I've got to be. I'm already into this project. And we've got to go to the Rubicon. You know what I mean? And this has got to be right if we're going to go all that way. Oh, okay, y'all. The saga that continues. And I appreciate you following along on this journey. It's going to be a long journey, but it's going to be a good one. It's going to be very nice when it's done. And we've got 11 months to get it done. Oh my goodness. 11 months. Wow. Good night, y'all.